From the shining domicile that is Pittsburgh Comics, my old mannered comic shop owner, Colin McMahon, transforms into the world's greatest comic book talking TV host. Join us, true believers, for Comics Now!
Hey everybody, welcome to Comics Now for July 2021. Well, summer is definitely here with insane weather finishing up June, so we're ready. We have stuff for you to read, whether you're getting out, going to the beach, going to the park, going to the backyard, or hiding inside. Lots of stuff to read, lots of good back issues getting priced and put out. Pat is going nuts restocking. We're running out of room. He's getting upset because we don't have enough room for all the stuff he's pricing. So come take a look. Lots of stuff. Fill some holes. All sorts of neat stuff. The comic world's also back on track. Things have been funky. We're even getting last summer's event from Marvel is coming out now. So everything's getting back on track. We're getting lots of books out. A lot of publishers that had kind of slowed down are back full swing now. So lots of books coming out. Lots of neat stuff coming out. And so I'm just going to jump right into it, talking about all the neat stuff coming out in July. And we're going to start with Marvel. Marvel seems to have the biggest books coming out. And that little click-clack is Marley's here with me today. So she came for a visit. But let's start with Marvel, because they have tons of new stuff coming. Starting off with a blast from the past, we have Amazing Fantasy #1. If you remember, Spider-Man came out Amazing Fantasy 15, so they're relaunching a little mini-series of Amazing Fantasy. This is by Kari Andrews. He's writing and drawing it. And basically, it's Red Room Black Widow, Teenage Spider-Man, World War II Captain America, the most iconic versions of your favorite Marvel characters from across time and space wake up on an island of intrigue, darkness, and amazing fantasy. Are they dead? Are they dreaming? Or have they truly been transported to another fantastic realm? And also, Spider-Man has a big event coming, Sinister War. Dr. Octopus is back, and the Sinister War has begun. Ock's got a new Sinister Six, and if you think he's thought big in the past, think again. What Ock doesn't know is that the Vulture has a sextet of his own, the Savage Six. And it's an all-out war between two of Marvel's biggest villains. And the only person they hate more than each other is Spider-Man. And Spider-Man 70 is a prelude to Sinister War. We also have another branch of the Spider family has an event going on. We have Extreme Carnage, kicking off with Extreme Carnage Alpha. As the dust continues to settle after the species redefining King in Black saga, Eddie Brock and his son Dylan won't be the only ones learning to adjust to a new normal. Collectively called the Life Foundation, symbiotes Scream, Phage, Riot, Lasher, and Agony have tried to reconcile their sometimes noble intentions of their hosts with their often bloodthirsty impulses. But the Life Foundation aren't the only ones with a part to play in this story, or to find themselves reinvented after King in Black. They have an older sibling, Carnage. And then we're getting one-shots for each of these characters, and in July, we're getting Scream and Phage. Also we have a new X-Men #1. After the events of Planet-Size X-Men, we have a new official X-Men team that is there to protect Earth. The heroes of Krakoa are here to save the planet. Things might be complicated between the nation of Krakoa and the rest of the world, but to the X-Men, things are simple. You do what's right, you protect those that need protecting, and you save the world we all share. Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Sunfire, Rogue, Wolverine, Synch, and Polaris are those chosen champions of mutant kind, and they will not shrink from any battle for their home planet. We also have a new Moon Knight book coming out. I believe there's a movie in the works, and so of course we need a new #1 for that. The mysterious Mr. Knight has opened his midnight mission. His people petitioning for protection and ward from the weird and the horrible. The Moon Knight stalks the rooftops and alleys marked with his crescent moon tag, bringing violence to any who would harm his people. Mark Spector, in whichever guise he dons, is back on the streets, a renegade priest of an unworthy god. But while Khonshu languishes in a prison that Moon Knight put him in, Moon Knight must still serve his duty, protecting those who travel at night. We also have a facsimile edition of Werewolf by Night #32, which is the first appearance of Moon Knight. Infinite Destinies, the Infinity Gem Stone people event is still going on, and we have Amazing Spider-Man Annual 2, where it's Spider-Man versus Star, and Thor Annual, where it's Thor versus a dark and twisted Thor. We have another Symbiote Spider-Man book by Peter David, and in this one, Peter Parker in his alien costume versus the Hulk right before Peter David took over that title. So right before he got going on that series, we're going to see how the Symbiote Spider-Man would have interacted with that Hulk. We also have Aliens Aftermath, and this is more a reflection on it's been 35 years since Aliens came out. So, since the tragedy of the Hadley's Hope Colony, it's been 35 years. But what happened to that ill-fated venture has been shrouded in mystery. A renegade crew of investigative journalists are heading towards the moon that Weyland Yutani has wiped from all records, and they'll bring back the truth, even if it kills them. Avengers 46, Avengers is back after taking a break for Heroes Reborn, and it returns with World War She-Hulk. Once She-Hulk is declared a global menace, Russia's mightiest heroes, the Winter Guard, are tasked with bringing her to justice to face a fate no Hulk could hope to endure. Fantastic Four 34 is the conclusion of the Bride of Doom, and in it, Dr. Doom's actions will change the life of one of the members of Marvel's first family in a profound way. Dun dun dun. Guardians of the Galaxy 16 is kicking off another event that's going to go through a bunch of books. The Last Annihilation. The entire galaxy is under attack, the likes of which it hasn't seen since Annihilist first waged war. Now 5 different planets are simultaneously under threat from a mysterious foe. This is what the Guardians were built to do. But will it be too much? This summer, the war to end all wars begins, and not everyone's coming home. So that's what Marvel has going on for us. Now DC has some new ones coming out too. Tom Taylor is taking over Superman, and he's changing it. It's making Jonathan Kent, Superman's son, is taking over the role. So it's Superman, son of Kal-El, #1. And it's time for the son to wear the cape of his father and bear the symbol of hope that has told the world who Superman really is. We also have Superman and the Authority. This is written by Grant Morrison with art by Mikel Janin. Sometimes even Superman finds a task almost impossible. Sometimes even the last son of Krypton needs to enlist some help. Some tasks require methods and heroes that don't scream Justice League. So Clark Kent seeks out Manchester Black, the most dastardly of rogues, to form an all-new authority, tasked with taking care of some business on the sly. Not only will Black know the right candidates for the team, but if Superman can make him behave himself and act in service of a greater good, then he'll prove literally anyone can be a hero. They'll have to move quickly, however, as the Ultra-Humanite forms his own team to take down the Man of Steel. Milestone has a new book out called Icon and Rocket. This is by Reginald Hudlin and Doug Braithwaite. They're bringing back all the old Milestone series. Long ago, the stranded alien known as Arnus gave up hope of returning to his home planet. Tragically, he also realized that his adopted home of Earth was beyond saving. Content to waste his long life in a human guise, Arnus was past caring, until the day a young woman named Raquel Irvin crashed into his life. Soon she'd convinced him to put his incredible power to work again as the heroic icon and to transform her into his sidekick, Rocket. Suicide Squad is back. They have a movie coming, so they're doing a big prestige format Black Label book by Brian Azzarello and Alex Maleev. It's Suicide Squad versus the Joker. We have Red Hood, Harley Quinn, Firefly, and more of DC's most villainous criminals against the Joker. When Task Force X's Amanda Waller sets her sights on Batman's greatest foe, she enlists the Dark Knight's former partner, Jason Todd, to track down the clown prince of crime and put an end to his mad reign of terror. We also have a Batman Catwoman special by Tom King and John Paul Leon, who actually just passed. And it's a story of Catwoman through her beginning, and you're going to find out that Bruce Wayne has been involved in her life much longer than either of them realized. And we have 2 Batman Secret Files coming out, just little one-shots exploring the characters. There's one for the Huntress and one for the Signal. Also have a new fun book people have been clamoring for a long, long time. It's Blue and Gold by Dan Jurgens and Ryan Sook. Desperate to reclaim the spotlight, Booster Gold looks to attract the public and Justice League's attention the same way any washed-up second-rate hero would: social media. The not-so-tech-savvy hero from the 25th century enlists the help of his best friend, Blue Beetle, who possesses both the money and brains to help his old pal navigate the scary world of internet influencers. Watch out, evildoers. The heroes are live and online. We have a new animated book where they were continuing on the Batman Adventures show in the comics. They're doing the same with Justice League Unlimited with a new series called Justice League Infinity. So if you like that, they're going to keep it going. We also have a new Shazam series coming out. Billy Batson came to Titans Academy looking for answers. Why was the rest of his adopted family cut off from the power of Shazam? Why are his own powers becoming increasingly unreliable? The answers send Billy on an outrageous adventure that'll not only change him, but have an immense impact on the school and other students of Titan Island. So, and now on to some of the other guys. Starting off with Image, they have a really interesting book starting off. It's called Mom, Mothers of Madness, written by Emilia Clarke, who you may know from Game of Thrones as the Queen of Dragons, or the Mother of Dragons. The mayhem begins with Maya, under-the-weather scientist by day, over-the-top superhero by night, and badass single mom 24/7. Deadpool action and Fleabag comedy collide when Maya activates her freakish superpowers to take on a secret sect of human traffickers. Also have Skybound X. This is kind of an anthology. It's a weekly book coming out from Robert Kirkman with a bunch of different creators telling little stories that are going to be serialized through this series. It's just kind of, it's 10 years of Skybound, so they're celebrating. Celebrate a sensational 10 years of Skybound with a cavalcade of your favorite creators and all new stories of your favorite series, past, present, and future. Each issue of this oversized weekly series will kick off with a new chapter of a serialized Walking Dead story. Man-Eaters is back with the story The Cursed. The original team returns for another tale of adolescent feminist daring-do and supernatural hijinks. And then Kyle Higgins has a new one called Ordinary Gods. The Luminary, the Prodigy, the Brute, the Trickster, and the Innovator. 5 gods from a realm beyond our own, leaders of the War of Immortals. At least they were, before they were trapped, sent to a planet made into a prison, forced into an endless cycle of human death and reincarnation. Christopher is 22. He's got 2 loving parents, a sister. He works in a paint store. He's in therapy. He's one of the 5, which means in order to save everyone he cares about, Christopher will have to reconnect with his past lives and do the unthinkable, become a god again. Also another one called Siphon Number 1. When a fast-living EMT is entrusted with the power to sense and siphon pain from others, Silas is presented with a new purpose, to ease the misery of those around him. But the more he uses his gift, the more it curses him with carrying the burdens of the other's pain. And soon it attracts the attention of mysterious forces who covet the power for themselves. And now on to Dark Horse, they have a neat one, a Masters of the Universe Revelation. There's a new series coming on Netflix written by Kevin Smith. So he's writing a prequel to that series, and it's going to be in comic book form. So if you love Masters of the Universe, give this one a look. Tales from Harrow County is back with a fair-based story about county fairs. That's always fun and creepy. We have Hellboy BPRD, The Secret of Chesbro House. Hellboy works with a psychic to clear a haunted mansion for auction, but the ghosts aren't ready to go gentle into that good night. We have Mark Vanier and Sergio Aragones bringing back Gru in Gru Meets Tarzan miniseries. Savage Hearts is a new one by Aubrey Sitterston, who is a writer who really loves over-the-top stuff. She's a brawny barbarian with a broken heart. He's a lonely beast man who talks to dinosaurs. What happens when they team up against an evil sorcerer? Action, comedy, and romance. IDW has a new one, aside from their the Turtles and the Transformers stuff. It's called Bermuda by John Layman and Nick Bradshaw, 2 big guys who've done a ton of stuff at Image. There's a region in the Atlantic Ocean where everything disappears. Ships are lost, traveling souls go missing, never to be heard from again. And there's an island within this place, mysterious and uncharted, untouched by time and civilization, where all who are lost end up, human or other. Bermuda lives here. She's 16, scrappy, and living on this insane and wondrous jungle island, fighting at every turn to survive. Dynamite has some new ones. They have Red Sonja, Red, White, and Black, where there's 3 different stories by 3 different top Red Sonja writers, and the entire book is just going to be Red, White, and Black, kind of following what Marvel and both DC have been doing. There's a new Barbarella series coming out, and also a Dejah Thoris versus John Carter of Mars. They really like the licenses they have and use them to the best. Boom has a couple interesting ones coming out in July. Mamo #1. Can Orla O'Reilly embrace her destiny in order to bridge the divide between humanity and the fairy world? Orla, the youngest in a long line of hedge witches, finds herself pulled back into her hometown after the death of her grandmother, Mamo. Without Mamo, the town managing the magical relationships between the townsfolk and the Fae, the seas are impossible to fish, the crops have soured, and Joe Manolo's attic has been taken over by a poltergeist. Now Orla and Joe will both be pulled into worlds they never wanted to be a part of, and can the 2 girls work together to save the town? Mouse Guard is back. Mouse Guard was a real big book. David Peterson, just a really beautifully drawn story of like mice knights. And he's back with Owlhen Caregiver, a one-shot with 3 stories revisiting his world. Dark Blood is a new one also from Boom. What if you were given the power to change the course of history? Alabama, 1955. Avery Aldridge is an ordinary black man. A decorated World War II veteran, he provides for his wife and daughter. But wounds of the past have a way of coming back, and Avery will soon discover he is anything but ordinary. After a run-in awakens strange new abilities, Avery's about to become more powerful than he could even dared to dream, in a country and society that never wanted him to have any power. And they also have a new Dune mini-series, Blood of the Sardaukar, a poignant blood-soaked tale expanding the rich mythology of Frank Herbert's Dune, written by his son. Aftershock has some good ones coming. We have Beyond the Breach. Life sucks for Vanessa. To clear her mind, she takes a California road trip that she's been dreaming about for years. All is good until the breach hits. A bizarre anomaly in the sky plunges California into a nightmare world populated with strange extra-dimensional creatures. Now Vanessa, along with Dougie, an orphan child, and Kai, a strange fuzzball of a beast, must fight to survive if they ever hope to make it home. We also have Clans of Bellari #1. On the far side of the galaxy, an isolated branch of humanity is trapped in a feudal dystopia. Order is maintained by a system of oppression until an orphan girl and her incorrigible adoptive father sow the seeds of revolution and unite the clans against a fearsome alien threat. Ahoy, one of my favorite companies, has a new one out called Black's Myth. Meet Janie Jones, just an ordinary werewolf private investigator trying to make it on the mean streets of LA. When the case of a lifetime falls into her lap, it's up to her and her charming genie assistant to figure out just how many silver bullets have been used and just where they came from. AWA is also doing really, really well here across their entire line. They have a new one from Frank Cho called Fight Girls. 10 hard-as-nails women face off in the ancient contest of champions where the winner truly takes all, the title of Queen of the Galaxy. Black Box Comics has one called Genie Hunter. The cosmos is in chaos. The Elder Council of the Jinn must stop their rogue member Abyss and his minions from granting wishes to mortals, resulting in untold horrors. Their only hope is Zara the Gene Hunter. Will she hunt down the Mad Jinn or doom the realms to destruction? Valiant has a new one out, a new Ninjak. They're bringing him back. They like to let things sit for a little while and bring him back. So this is Jeff Parker and Javier Pulido. Out of the shadows and into the spotlight, the world's greatest super spy has been exposed. With enemies lurking around every corner, how will Ninjak survive when there's nowhere left to hide and the world is gunning for him? And then lastly, we have one from Vault, a new one from Cullen Bunn, because he's trying to write a book at every publisher right now. It's called The Last Book You'll Ever Read. Civilization is a lie. Hidden deep in our genes is the truth, and it's slowly clawing its way to the surface. Olivia Cade knows the truth, and she has become the prophet of the coming collapse. Her book, Satyr, is an international bestseller, and it's being blamed for acts of senseless bloodshed all over the world. Her own life is in danger from those who have read her work. Determined to conduct a book tour, she hires a security guard. Her only requirement? He can't read her work. So that's a lot of the stuff, the new stuff that's coming out. Of course, everything is still continuing. Batman's still chugging along. Captain America, I think, is coming to an end of Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. All sorts of stuff still going on. But these are the highlights of the new stuff. So, if you have any questions, want to get a hold of me, the website's pittsburghcomics.com. Facebook's Pittsburgh Comics, Twitter and Instagram are PGH Comics. And as always, stay tuned for Comic Previews Theater. Thanks. See ya.
Keep your voice down, R2. Please. These passages look as though they might collapse at the slightest sound. Can you imagine being entombed in this dreadful place for millennia without power while vermin nibble at your wiring? Master Luke, you're facing our predicament with admirable calm, I must say.
It's the Force, 3PO. I can feel it getting stronger. Stronger. Or perhaps I'm feeling a deeper connection with it. Blast! Looks like this passage is locked.
Oh no, a cave-in! I didn't tell you, R2. It's obviously completely impassable. I suppose we'll have to go back to Tikaru.
No, it's mostly loose stone. I can feel fresh air, in fact. Come and help me clear this stuff out of the way.
But Master Luke, I'm not programmed for demolition.
Never mind, the rocks are giving way on the other side. We're almost through. We're here. We're in the ruins of Edith. This is the place I saw in my dream. They tried to erase everything here that was beautiful, but they failed. Pickrams! They must feel safe here. They know the hunters don't come inside the perimeter. Watch yourself, 3PO.
Oh!
There's an impact crater. Looks like the Imperial bombers have opened up these pits all over the place. There's blast marks all over these statues, too. The Empire wanted to destroy this place.
Luke,
Ben?
this place is strong with the Force. Here you will learn to open yourself to it, to guide its possibilities, obey its commands, and to pass its tests. May the Force be with you, Luke. Master Luke, we've found something. Oh, very well, you found it. R2 has found what appears to be a lever at the top of this pillar. I have no idea what a switch might be doing all the way up there.
Well, unless the Jedi who lived here were very tall, then I'm guessing it was designed to be moved using the Force. I can't move it. No, R2. I'm going to stay here and move that lever. That's why I'm here, to learn how to use the Force. I'm going to try again, and I'm going to keep trying. I'll stay out here all night if I have to. Still nothing. I just can't seem to do it. I don't understand how to do it, and there's no one to teach me. And there never will be. I'm the last Jedi.